Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What it do, gang? We live. We back, man. Welcome back. I'm your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. This is the Golden Goose DFS show where we specialize in single entry 3 max and 20 max contests, alright? This is my Monday morning review, going over my best lineups from yesterday's main slate, alright? So listen, if you're new to the channel, like I said in the intro, man, we specialize in single entry 3 max and 20 max. But doesn't matter what type of contest you're in, maybe you're 150 max or head to head cash game player, whatever the case may be, man. This is one of the best spots for you. Trust me, you want to hit that subscribe button. You want to have your notification bell on so you can be rocking here with us when the content drops, alright? Also, do me one small favor if you're watching this, man. Go on and hit that like button. It helps the channel grow. It's greatly appreciated, and I appreciate you. All right, let's talk about it, man. Yesterday's main slate was lost majority of my buy-in, got a little bit back, but injuries was the story of the day. Was in position to have much better finishes and potentially in position to try to take something down, man. But just injuries just derailed us here. As you can see, this is my best lineup pulled up. This is from the $1.20 max here. 193. Should have easily cracked 200 if James Conner doesn't get hurt. You're going to see that theme a lot, man. I was heavy on James Conner. I was over the field on James Conner. I had like 40% James Conner. Just the whole game situation, the matchup, his salary. He was in one of the best matchups he could be in. The Cardinals has been having a solid run game all year. I just thought it was a real blow up spot for him. Unfortunately, he got injured, which sucks, man. To see the backup come in and get his TD and his carries, he should have had a much better day. He would have easily catapulted me over the 200 point mark, man. And you know that's a big mark out here in these fantasy streets, man. When you get over 200, now you got a chance of taking something down. When you start hit that 200 mark and up, man, that's when you getting in the top 1% of lineups. Should have easily been over 200 here. Like I said, the injury killed me, but that included, still made some mistakes in this lineup. Got the wrong pieces of this Miami stack. Now, what I mean by made some mistakes, I went probably a little too overboard. I knew this Miami offense was gonna garner some ownership, and I wanted to get a little different with it, so I went to the lower owned pieces in Mostert and Waddle. Mostert was okay. Waddle let me down here in this spot. And what I mean by when I say I messed up is I got two risky pieces of this stack together here. I probably shouldn't have done that. I should have mixed and matched. Like if I wanted Mostert, I know he's a little riskier. Should have secured him with Hill, and vice versa. If I went Waddle, knowing him being a little riskier, I should have secured it with A Chain over Mostert. That's what we made the mistake at here. Just trying to get different with this Miami offense. I knew it was gonna garner some ownership. Tua, A Chain, and Hill were the top three on. So I should have just got two of those three instead of just one. Like I said, this should have been like Tua, A Chain, and Waddle. Or Tua Mostert and put Tyreek Hill down here to kind of offset. So we made a mistake with going two of the riskier pieces here. That's on me. Jamar Chase was just a monster yesterday. That Bengals offense finally came out, finally came to the party. I was a week too early on him last week. I had him, I had him pegged to have the big game last week, and he kind of let us down in this spot. So definitely wanted to come right back to the well against Arizona. Sometimes you can be a week early on a play, guys. You can be a little too early. It's okay to go right back to it the next week. It's probably even better to go to him the next week because especially if that first week everybody was on him with you and he does, it's perfectly fine to go right back to him the next week because he should get a little lower ownership than he had the previous week. So went right back to Chase. Just a monster game, man. 3 touchdowns, 192 receiving yards. Just a monster game. If you had him in your lineup, he probably drugged the whole lineup with him up the ranks. So definitely a great game from him. Wandale Robinson, I knew he was gonna be chalky if you seen my wide receiver video last week, but I just didn't care. Like I didn't care. Like I was over the field on Wandale Robinson at the flat men. We know he gonna get targets. We know they want to get him involved. So he should have gave us some production, as you see here, 7 fantasy points, not much. But if he had a bigger day filling the end zone, you would have had to have him. I knew he was one of the chalk value pieces, but I'm okay with a guy at the flat men that I know gonna get work. So I was okay getting the Wandale Robinson. Had a lot of him. Didn't quite come through like I wanted him to, but 7 points don't destroy you at the flat man, all right? You kind of want all your plays to get 4x. That's what is going to push you to that 200-point mark. So he was knocking on the door. Needed a few more points over here, but like I said, at 7 points at the flat man, not going to kill you. Went to Dalton Schultz here, just getting a piece of this Houston passing attack. Just going into the game, it's kind of tough to run on Atlanta. Houston can pass the ball. Stroud has been dealing all year, throwing over 300 yards in just about every game, and they was projected to get some points here. And Schultz is used in the passing game, so it's quite simple, man. Just like I said, when you're paying down to those cheap tight ends and you're not getting the top tier guys, you just want guys who are in a passing offense, involved in it, and they're going to have a chance to score. So that's what we did with Dalton Schultz here. Didn't want to play. I fought him every step of the way. I was trying to get him out of here, but at the end just ended up settling on him. Got him at 4%. He had a nice day for us with 20 fantasy points. Brees Hall, another play I was heavy on, man. Heavy. I kind of had like a three-man core yesterday that I was really heavy on. Connor, Brees Hall, and DeAndre Hopkins. I had identified some guys right there in that 5K range that could give us a nice return on our salary, and two of the three came through, man. The reason the other one didn't is because Connor got hurt, man. This Connor sunk a lot of my lineups, man. A lot of my lineups had this combination, Connor and Hall. I just locked in Connor and Hall at my running backs, and then just loaded up, as you're gonna see in some of my other lineups. But Brees Hall came through for us, big day, almost 200 yards rushing. Shout out to you. That Brees Hall over 60 yards rushing was the easiest prop bet I've seen all year. Appreciate that, Brees Hall. Got him at 27% on. Knew he'd be kind of chalky coming into the slate, but I was perfectly fine with it. Like I said, him and Connor, their price tags were just too good for the spot they was in. So had plenty of those too. Just the Connor injury hurt me, sunk a lot of my lineups. And then when I was heavy on the Saints defense yesterday, in the live stream, I was telling the guys I just want plenty of Saints. I had a lot of Saints defense was way over the field, but ended up not working out for me because of the Connor injuries. But 193 best lineup in on the day yesterday on the main slate. All right, let's go look at my single entry. And you can see it once again. Now, my single entry, I was in a little larger field single entry this week. All right, a little larger field. Typically, I'm in like the one with like 5K people in it. This one is the big dog. It's usually like 25,000 people in there, but because it's only 10 games, I think it was like 20,000 people in this particular one. So I knew this Philly Rams game was popular. I knew Stafford was garnering some ownership. So I wanted to lean all the way into it and go with a combination I knew nobody was going to get. So I went Stafford, Cup, and Nakua. Yes, paid up for both of those guys. I figured, hey, I'm going to be early to the party, man. With those two players, I thought this offense had a chance to be really explosive. You got two good, solid receivers here in Cup and Puka Nakua, and I knew nobody was going to play the combination together. Everybody was going to go like, anybody that plays Stafford was going to go like Cup and Tutu, Cup and Higbee, or vice versa, go like Nakua and Tutu or Nakua and Higbee. I thought everybody would go those lines. And I was pretty much right in my assessment. So I wanted to go Cooper Cup and Nakua. Just didn't work out for us, man. Started out hot. I thought they was driving up and down the field the first couple of possessions. I thought I was going to get the shootout I wanted, and I thought we was going to really take some home with this Stafford stack here. Didn't quite work out. They got out to a hot start, then kind of fizzled out as that D-line started to get pressure, and nothing could open up in time for Stafford. But that's how I wanted to try to attack this larger field single entry, just getting different with this Rams stack. I knew this Rams Philly game. The two games everybody was on, Rams Philly and Minnesota Kansas City. But that Minnesota-Kansas City game was a little hard to build due to those price tags. So more people kind of drifted to this game. And I was okay with it. Like I said, just thought I knew I was getting different with Cup and Nakua. I knew nobody was going to play those two. Crunched my salary a little bit, made it a little tougher for me. But we still got it in. And what I think is a very solid lineup just didn't work out. I told you, Hall, Connor. A lot of my lineups had this combination, man. I was probably like 60% Hall and Connor. 60% on. I had like 40% DeAndre Hopkins. So Just Connor sucked a lot on my lineup yesterday. Injury hurt me. Brees Hall did his thing. Devontae Smith let me down, man. I went with the Stafford run back. I went with Smith as my run back to Stafford. He just didn't do anything with one reception. It was a Dallas Goddard day. Should have had Goddard down here, and then we could have been talking. But Smith just absolutely one reception, one. That's nothing you can do right there, man. I just wanted to get different with my run back. I didn't trust. I went Smith here. I was a little nervous about Goddard, and I couldn't really pay up to AJ Brown as I wouldn't have had. I would have had to go down to the Titans defense or something like that to get up to AJ Brown, and I didn't want to play that Titans defense. Like I knew it was gonna be chalk, and I didn't like him in that spot. I actually liked it, that game to go over, backdoor over there with the Titans and the Colts. Yeah, the Titans and the Colts. So I did not want to play that chalky Titans defense. Went to Saints here, it worked out for us. Wandale Robinson once again. Look, Wandale Robinson was in my core too. My core really was four guys yesterday: Brees Hall, James Conner, Wandale Robinson, and DeAndre Hopkins. That's really, I had a lot of them. My four highest on plays by far. Two of them got there, one of them got hurt, and the other one was just nah. But Dalton Schultz once again here in this lineup. As you can see, man, 147. Like I said, we're just trying to get different. It was a larger field contest. I knew this game was going to be on. I didn't think Stafford would come in at close to 12%, though. I thought I'd get him at like 9, 8, somewhere close to the single digits. But it didn't matter because I knew I had this different combination than everyone else. But very solid lineup. I thought in my mind just injury and Devontae Smith not giving us anything held us out right here, man. There you have it, man. My Monday morning quarterback lineup review series, whatever you want to call it, man. Any questions, comments, or concern, please leave them down below in the comments section. And if you want access to my entire player pool, my live stream before lock, one-on-one consultation helps with your lineups and strategies. The Patreon link is down below, man. Go and click that thing. Come on over and officially join the gang. That's going to do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.